People and friends in my circle often ask me if moving to Africa with 2 kids and starting a new business there was difficult or expensive, and in general, if it was hard to settle and adjust to life on the continent. And my answer is yes, it was quite a challenge. And I'm going to keep it 100% real with you on this channel. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything or tell you a Disneyland version of what it means to live in Africa. Moving abroad is about much, much more than just figuring out the logistics. That is what many people don't understand. What is even more important, in my opinion, is having the right mindset and attitude about your move. So today I'm going to answer the very important question about how to develop this mindset before moving to Africa or basically to anywhere abroad. And I truly believe 100% that if you embrace the following 3 key steps that I'm about to share with you, that you will be good to go for a smooth and successful transition to the African continent. My name is Weyni. If you're new here, thanks for joining. I hope this video will help and inspire you, because starting a business or just relocating to the continent is not easy. And remember, if it was easy, everybody would be doing it, right? Because who doesn't want to live on the most beautiful continent? And you know, we are so blessed to be children of this continent. And so I really want to inspire more of you African diasporas to not only go and travel to the African continent, but also try to leave a legacy for yourself and your family, and do something good and start building, because the time is now. The time for Africa is now. And I guarantee you, if you watch till the end and embrace the key steps that I'm going to share with you, that stress will turn into adventure and obstacles will become challenges for you, and risks ultimately turn into rewards. So let's get straight into it. Number 1, embrace a growth mindset. Now, you must develop a mindset that welcomes challenges and values growth. Which means instead of seeing setbacks as failures, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. You have to believe in your ability to continuously learn and grow. And that also means you have to be open to get out of your comfort zone, and you have to be open to new experiences. And I cannot stress that enough. It's so important to be flexible and adaptable when moving abroad. Now, if you have a fixed mindset, which means that you believe that your qualities are carved in stone, then you will maybe less likely also to take any risks or just learn a new language. And let me tell you something, I hope we don't have to argue about that. Learning the local language is a must, in my opinion. At least try to speak a few words. It's not easy. I get that. But believe me, the local will appreciate you so much more. The many times it has opened doors for me, I cannot even count. So I'm so grateful for having this mindset and also the ability to learn a new language. And I think we all have, even if it's just a few words. So don't listen to what others say. Oh, they speak all English here, you don't need it. You will need it. People will appreciate you. You know, you'll be able to connect with the people much more easier, and also to settle and adjust to life there. Anyway, I need you to keep in mind that your life in the new country that you choose to relocate to will be completely different, with different customs, a different language, and a different pace. So it's very important to also manage your expectations and avoid comparing everything to how it is done in your home country. The sooner you start being flexible and be ready to adjust your plans and beliefs when needed, the better for you. Remember, change is inevitable when moving to a new country. So embrace these new challenges and be open to different ways of doing things, both at home and also at work. Now let's get to the next step. Step number 2, clarify your purpose. Now, figuring out one's own purpose is not as easy as it sounds, and some people even argue it's a lifelong journey. Now, if you haven't figured out your purpose yet, don't worry. Here are 4 questions that you can ask yourself today to get an understanding of your purpose and also make smart choices about your career. Now, this approach is based on a Japanese concept called ikigai. This concept has helped thousands of people worldwide to find their own reason for being, meaning their own purpose. So, number one, ask yourself, what makes you truly happy? Think about the things that you love doing, that you enjoy the most. Consider also the activities that cross your mind when you are bored. And the second question that you can ask yourself is, what are my talents and skills? Ask yourself, what are you good at? What things and activities make you shine the most, especially when you do them with others? You might have get some compliments from your friends about these talents. Number three, ask yourself, how can I make a difference in other people's lives? Now, your purpose should always involve doing something that gives meaning to your life and that is bigger than you. It could be anything like promoting good health. It could be teaching, assisting, or just helping to organize an event or trips. Now, if you don't know how you can make a difference in other people's lives, you can also search the internet for activities that people in your community or the community that you want to support need the most. So, and the last question that you can ask yourself, question number 4 is, what can I get paid for? Not everybody wants to turn their passion into a job, but you can definitely find a career that makes you happy and give you a sense of fulfillment. And so look for activities that people are willing to pay for. Ideally, something that solves a problem, because believe me, we have so many problems in Africa. So try to be a solution-oriented person. To answer these 4 questions, I need you to grab a pen and paper and write the answers down. That is so important. But what's even more important is, do yourself a favor and answer these questions honestly. To make it simpler, you can also use one of the Ikigai diagrams online that can help you to visualize your answers. Once you have collected all your answers, you will have a clearer understanding of your purpose. Now, why is it so important to understand your purpose? Simple, because understanding your purpose will serve as a strong motivator and will help you to stay focused and committed when things get tough. And trust me, they will get tough. So your purpose works similar like the polar star that will guide you along the way and will help you to stay on track and laser focus. Now, it can happen to all of us that we feel lost or distracted at a certain stage in our career. That is when the purpose comes into play, because your purpose will be your reminder for, why am I doing all these things and what am I doing it for? So really take your time to clarify your purpose. Now let's get to the 3rd step, the last and most crucial step in my opinion. Number 3, overcome fear and doubt. Now, think about all the negative thoughts, beliefs, and inner voices in your head that have kept you from moving. Think about them and reflect where they are coming from. Most of the time, these negative voices are not our own voices, but they come from somewhere. These are external voices coming from a partner, a friend, or a family member, or they can also come from the society that we are living in. Once you identify where these negative voices come from, I need you to ask yourself, are these valid concerns based on the experience of that person? I mean, does the person even know what he or she is talking about? Or do these voices come from a place of ignorance, which is quite often the case when it comes to Africa? I mean, a neighbor asked me where my kids are going to school, if they will have schools in Ethiopia. Like seriously, the ignorance when it comes to Africa is unmatched. So it's very important to ask yourself this question, because though they are ignorant, they can have an impact on you and make you insecure. Sometimes these negative voices can also come from a place of envy and jealousy, because oftentimes we have certain people in our circle, and these can be friends, these can also be family members, who don't want to see you moving forward, who are jealous of your courage, who will constantly project their own insecurities and inabilities on you. I don't know why they do it. Maybe they are evil, maybe they are scared to lose you. But what is for sure is that you need to get rid of these dragons and vampires ASAP. Because these kind of people, trust me, honey, they are not meant to be with the highest version of you. So the sooner you cut them out of your life, the better. And in general, I advise people to not share all their dreams and goals with others, especially not with people who tend to be negative and who tend to criticize your idea. And especially if you know that you are a person that is easily influenced by the opinion of others. So keep it for yourself, work and manifest in silence. Try to surround yourself with positive people. People who encourage you, who empower you, who are ready to help you. And also actively seek for people who have made a success of their life in a new country. Seek their advice. Try to be among these kind of people. Now, to effectively overcome fear and doubt, I have a game-changing method for you, which I got the inspiration from Timothy Ferriss' book, The 4-Hour Workweek. If you haven't read it yet, please go ahead and do so. It's an amazing book. I don't know if I would be the same person today without reading his book. It really changed the game for me, and so I want to share this method with you. So I need you to grab a pen and paper again and write down what is the worst case scenario that can happen to you and how could you deal with it. Write it down. Write everything down that comes to your mind, but be realistic also. Second step is I need you to write down the best case scenario, like how you envision your life in 1, 2, 3, 5 years. How will you live? Will you live a luxurious lifestyle? The idea here is that you have the power to achieve whatever you desire, but you have to figure out what it is that you truly want. And that will be part of this step. So write down the best case scenario that you envision for yourself. It's similar to this saying, and it's one of my favorite sayings that goes like this. What if I fall? Oh, baby, but what if you fly? Now, this method is so powerful because you probably, most probably, if you live in the West like me, and if you come from a country that has a strong social security system, you're most probably going to see that the potential gains will outweigh the potential losses by 1,000,000 times. And that will make your decision for should I move abroad or not much, much more easier. When I finished doing this method for myself, I was good to go. I started packing my bags because my worst case scenario wasn't that bad after all. When I wrote it down, it was, okay, I can share it with you. My worst case scenario would be going back to Germany and starting over new from scratch, finding an apartment. The government would pay for my apartment. They would probably pay also for my furniture. If not, I have a lot of friends who will help me to find furniture. I will have a job in a minute, even if it's a job in a cafe as a waiter. And so my worst case scenario didn't even turn out so bad after all. I came back to Germany because I had to leave the country that I initially relocated to because of a genocidal war that broke out targeting my ethnic group. Anyway, I came back to Germany. The first thing that I got offered was a full-time job and a PhD position. So not that bad, right? And on top of that, I at least succeeded with my business, which is a remote business, and I can run it from anywhere. When you work out through this best case and worst case scenario, you will realize that you will have much, much more to win than to lose. So I have explained to you the 3 key steps that you must take to develop the right mindset before moving to and starting a business in Africa. You should also have a better understanding of what you want to do and whether moving to the African continent is the right choice for you. You know, moving to Africa is a big, big decision, but if it's your dream and you're prepared, please go for it. Don't wait for the perfect time or the perfect circumstances because they may never come. Just make sure you have a solid plan, a good support system and network, and the right mindset, and then you are good to go. If you have any additional tips that you would want to share with others, please drop them in the comment section below. And also, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. I'm happy to share my resources with you. And of course, if you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about relocating to the African continent, starting a business there, or starting a project there, then don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell, and I see you next week. Bye!